You are the engine, you are the CEO. When you move, everything moves. When you move, everything moves. If things look like they're not changing, if you feel stuck, it's probably because you're not moving. So I want you to move, because when you do, everything moves.
Welcome to the MoneyFitMD show. I'm Dr. Latifat, the founder of MoneyFitMD.
We want to change the narrative
where women physicians use.
My job is to let you know that's gonna be. I have to surround myself with people that are doing crazy. Welcome, guys, to another episode on the MoneyFitMD podcast. I am so excited, guys, that I am recording this episode for you guys. So we just finished our second Wealthy You Life event a few days ago. So I wanted to record like a debrief of what happened there, the kind of like amazingness and some take-home messages that whether you attended in person or not, this is something that you can learn from. So for those that haven't met me, I'm Dr. Latifat. I'm a GI doctor, mama of 3 little ladies. And I guess you can call me like a disruptor of the financial status quo for women physicians. That's what I do. I help women physicians have more money, learn money, grow wealth, and do the amazing, crazy things that we're called to do in this life. Right? With all this burnout and all of this women physicians playing small, not being able to find rooms where we fit completely in, we're changing all of that. And the reason why is you can keep waiting for people to invite you to their table. You can keep trying to like fit in the tiny seats they're leaving for you, or you can just go create your own table. And that's what we're doing. We literally are creating our own table when it comes to money, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to spaces for diverse women physicians. So I am so excited, guys, because here's the deal. We did our first Wealthy You Life gathering last year in Atlanta. It was in May in Atlanta. And then this year we had it in San Diego, outside of San Diego, so Oceanside, specifically California. And everything that we did this year was the result of the feedback from last year. So what people like, of course, we sifted through. We can't have everything that everybody wants, but what is in line and in alignment with who I am, what we do as a brand, what we want to see in the physician space, what is missing in the physician space. But one of the things that I have is I'm so grateful for the connections that I have within and outside of physician spaces where I can connect to different kinds of people and bring like potent speakers into the room. So we had very minimal speakers last year. I did a lot of the teaching. We had someone that did passive income and someone that did disability insurance. And this year, and I talked about investment. So this year we brought more conversations around investment, which if you've been in my world at all, you know that I'm a huge fan of investment, investing for women physicians. I don't think you can budget your way to freedom. I think you can invest your way to freedom. And when I think about freedom, I think investment, ownership, right? And so we brought that into the room this year. We had someone talk about impact. And the theme, by the way, the theme for this year was total life freedom. And the reason why that's a theme is because over the last couple of, 5 or 6 years since I've been doing MoneyFitMD, we've had conversations about money. We've had conversations about wealth. We've had conversations around wisdom or around freedom. But one of the things that I'm finding, that I'm realizing, is that it's beyond money, it's beyond wealth, it's about total life freedom, it's beyond just financial freedom. And for me, as a woman that talks about money, I want people to have money and more. I want you to own your voice. I want you to not burn out and grind. I don't want you to look back at the end of your life and have nothing to show. I also don't want you to look back at your life and have only money to share. I want you to have money en masse, money and more, right? Money et al, all or whatever, ET.al, right? I want you to have all of that. And so when I teach women physicians, it's about getting their money right, but not at the sacrifice of their wellness, not at the sacrifice of their relationship, not at the sacrifice of their faith, right? Because those are some core pillars that I believe are really, really important. So if you are in my community, you've heard me talk about the Arms of Wealth, which is this framework of the pillars of wealth that I created about 2 years ago. And it's been a game changer for the women in the money school. We teach, we coach, we help them look for like where their muscle is weak in the Arms of Wealth, and they strengthen it. So for some of them, it's like rest, it's sleep, it's play, it's generational wealth, it's debt, it's assets, it's self-growth, it's giving, like whatever that is for them, we find it. And the goal is to strengthen that muscle. Okay. This time, though, what I laid out, and was so fun, guys, was a total life freedom, which is where I wanted women physicians to not only look at the financial freedom piece, but like the experiential freedom, the emotional freedom, right? The time freedom, like the other core arms of freedom that we don't necessarily talk about. So I wrote out the playbook, which I'm not going to go through in this episode because I don't want this episode to be too long. But the goal was to help women physicians start to see and think in that way, which is very, very different from how we've talked about freedom in the past. We've only talked about it as it relates to money and time, but there's so much more. There is purpose, there is identity, there is experiential. You guys know that I took a year off and traveled the world with my family. And doing it at that time in that season was the ish, right? Because there's a time and season for everything under the sun. Now I'm doing something else in the season, but that last season was also really, really important. And so I just want us to like start to think more wholesomely, more wealthy, more abundant when it comes to what freedom actually is. And it's not just about like, oh, you have peace and nothing more. No, we want the whole thing. We want peace, we want money, we want time, we want freedom, we want relationship, we want our faith, we want all of that. Like those core pieces, we're not negotiating on. Okay. So we did this. We started this. We started on a Friday. It was at 8:30 a.m. was the time we started with breakfast. And then I got to speak, did like the welcome intro. And we had one of our sponsors. Big shout out to passiveinvesting.com. Check them out. They're one of the sponsors. Without the sponsors, guys, events will not happen. Because I will tell you, if you've never planned an event before, you have no idea what it takes to plan an event. It is like wedding times three, literally. And when you think about like the money that goes to investment that goes towards planning events, most times ticket prices don't actually cost you to break even unless you're really, really strategic, especially if you don't want it to be like a whole crowd of people. And one of the things that I appreciate about our event is that it's intimate. So we had like 40 something women physicians. You could hug each other, see each other. I love that. Right. And our goal is to continue to make it intimate. But that requires things require money. Good requires money. And so I'm grateful for our sponsors that have trusted in our vision, that partner with us in our mission. And passiveinvesting.com is one of those. So please go check them out. We had one of the amazing educational experts come talk to us about passive investing through like debt funds. So it was so good. It was fantastic. She came and then she had to leave. I'm so grateful. Big shout out to Whitney for coming in and like blessing us with your goodness. She flew from out of town. Literally after her talk, she had to leave. So I'm so grateful for you. And then I walked us through part of the framework for the freedom. But what we did in that first day was we were coaching life in the room. And man, it was potent and powerful. I literally have a woman physician who said, Latifat, there is stuff that I've been struggling for like 10, 15 years. And literally within this first couple of hours, you have helped me solve that problem. We had people that were in the room that were just being changed right there in front of you. There was a woman physician in there who had some challenges, relational, that was affecting her finances. And in that first day, day number one, she got what she needed to the point where she came to me after and she was like, Latifah, I was hesitant. I was holding back on coming to this event. And I want to just say thank you so much for telling me that this event was going to be like a game changer. Because for her, using her words, she was like, thank you. I've already been transformed. For this specific doctor, it was so quote unquote bad that by the time she showed up the next day on day number two, people literally could not recognize her. Literally, like even the planner was like, that's the same person. Her face was changed. Her affect was changed. Even I from the stage was like, child, you look different, boss. And people were like, see, we told you. Like looking at her like, we told you. That is the power of like instant transformation. Instant transformation happened in the room. I had people who were like, oh my goodness, some of them were like messaging with their spouses in the room and saying things like, the shifts that I've made, even my spouse was like, wow, it took this conference for you to make this shift. So the point I'm trying to make is like wealthy you life is not only about the knowledge, it's about the instant like change, the shift, the up leveling. Like imagine what took someone 15 years. In fact, one of the doctors said, I came here to find my 5-year exit plan. And she's like, what I've learned in just day one, what I've realized in just day one is that I don't need an exit plan. I just need to practice medicine differently. Like, talk about mic drop in one day, right? And so I am just so like amazed and honored that this women left their home to join us, but I'm just amazed by what happens when we come together when you're in the right room. Okay. And then day number two, we had amazing speakers. We're talking about like investment, net worth growth, buying businesses. Yes, you can buy businesses. We're talking about like parenting and how to stop performing in relationships and how to stop performing as a parent, where you can start to decide right now that you're a good mom. Like you're a good parent. Like you don't have to wait for some like badge of honor or some like random person to like give you the stamp of approval. Like you can decide right now that you're a good mom, right? And so it was so powerful. We had someone talk about failures and how your failure can literally become a launch pad for you. I mean, it was so good. We had our tax person also talk, who definitely and like educated the room about how, you know how like so many times like, oh, is this scrub like deductible? Is this CME deductible? And her point was like, take it home right there. Like, guys, tax strategy is a mindset shift. Like we have to ask better questions instead of like cheap questions. Like let's stop asking the question like, is this scrub? Like, is this $5 deductible? Like, what are the big things that I need to do to lower my tax brackets? What are the things that I need to do to like build generational wealth faster? And for me, guys, it's been a game changer because the tax saving that we've had through real estate is how we were able to accelerate our own journey to financial liberation. And then on day number three, we talked about, we went through the playbook again, the Total Life Freedom Playbook. We did some journaling, of course, because I want you all to like take things home and like go knock it out of the park. We had one of my amazing members, big shout out to Dr. Courtney. She came in there and talked to us about like how to like get your point strategy in place. That was so potent and powerful. And then my friend Dr. Rachel was a pharmacist, retired pharmacist, came to talk about like strategies, like actionable strategies that you can start to use right now to save taxes or optimize your taxes through short-term rentals and then like pivot to midterm rentals. So it was so good. We also had like so much fun. We had time to connect. We had our reception on day number one where women were connecting with people they had seen online, people they had never met before, so like new friends and all of that. It was so amazing, guys. But also on day number two, we had a VIP dinner that was for the Money School members only. And what we did was okay, here's the deal, y'all. Because our MO is we want to be our authentic self. That's just the truth about it. And so one of the things that we did was I wanted to like have my women eat Nigerian food because what is more authentic than me like hosting my people and feeding them? So the hotel unfortunately did not let us bring outside food, so we found a spot on the beach that we paid and rented. I found an amazing cook that actually helped us make like Ninja food, like real, like the real deal, like the pounded yam, the vegetable stew, some jollof rice, some plantain, like the real deal. And we were right there on the beach with my money school members that came, with about 20 of us. And we just it was an honor to just serve my women, serve them with some food, serve them with some pounded yam. And then like they wiped out the pounded yam. I did not even eat pounded yam. Did I eat pounded yam? I don't think I did. I don't think I was able to eat pounded yam, unless I just don't remember. But they wiped out the pounded yam, which was so amazing. We had bonfire, we had s'mores on the beach. Just time to connect as humans. Because one of the things that makes this room special is that we're not a group of women that come and like perform. There were times when I was presenting on stage with no shoes on. Like, I'm not here to impress you. I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm here to serve my women. And one of the biggest takeaways that I really think landed for many people is the definition that I love about freedom. And this definition is, I'm not sure if it was Ben Hardy or Myron Golden, was where I learned it from. But the definition of freedom that I love, is nothing to gain, nothing to lose, nothing to prove. Sorry if you can hear some like nows and notes in the background, though. Amazing women that help with cleaning our home. They're here and they just turned on like the vacuum cleaner. So hopefully y'all cannot hear it, but if you can hear it, just focus. Focus on my voice. Ignore the noise. Ignore the distraction. Anyway, so it was so good. So nothing to gain, nothing to prove, and nothing to lose. That literally is the mindset that we're going to be taking into the world to create amazing stuff. So it was so good. I will be honest with you, there were many parts that I loved. There was a part that I did not like about the event, and we're definitely going to change that. Oh my goodness, that was one part that made me like anxious. So one of the decisions that we made was over the years we've been trying to figure out like how to where to what's it called where to host our event. So we had it on the East Coast last year in Atlanta, we had it on the West Coast this year, and our goal was to alternate. And to be honest with you, our event planner had looked at like maybe 20 to 50 hotels in Colorado, in Dallas, in New Orleans, in Chicago. I don't remember where else she looked. I think she was looking in Austin as well. But I like to create a specific environment for my women to connect. And so we're down to like New Orleans. And actually, we even did like a video tour of the New Orleans hotel. And all the things made sense. Like, oh yeah, like from a math perspective, from a mind perspective, it makes sense. But my heart, I will be honest, was not releasing me to New Orleans. I just felt like this pullback on my heart. And I didn't quite know why. When we did the video tour, though, I will tell you that it looked like New Orleans helps you connect to the city, but our goal is for our women to connect with themselves. That's the goal. Like connection is one of our core pillars. And so at the end of the day, I was like, well, let me think about it. Because we wanted to make the tickets available for those that were in the room first before we made it available to those that were outside of the room. And guys, the crazy thing is this: when my feet hit the ground in San Diego, I got to the location of the hotel. I was wowed. I was so wild, not just like cognitively wild, but like every part of me, my heart, my soul, my body, all of it, all of it. And I just literally turned like few hours there. I turned to my plan. I was like, why don't we host it here next year? And the experiences of the women physicians that were there, people loved the location, people loved the program, people loved the speakers, people loved almost everything about the event. We got some feedback on things that we want to do differently next year, things we want to improve on, because we're always about improving. We want to serve you better, we want to serve you deeper. We want next year to be better than this year. So what we did at the event this time was we made the tickets available for those that are in the room. And guys, we have sold about half of our capacity already. We have sold about half of our capacity already. So if you're listening and you're like, hey, haven't registered, you want to be there, we just released the early bird ticket for those that were not in the room. I will make sure that the link is here so you can go sign up now. What we've done is we've been really, really generous with the refund policy. And what that means is if you sign up now, the event is going to be September 25, 26, 27, God willing, 2026. If you sign up now, what we're doing is if for any reason you want to cancel by December 30th, we will refund your money minus $100 of processing fee. So you can literally save your seat right now with that in mind, knowing that okay, worst case scenario, if this was to happen, we will, you can get your money minus $100. If you cancel between January and I think March 30th, we're not going to do a refund, but we can do like a credit where you can now roll that into anything else that we offer inside of the Money School and the Money Fit Empty community. So I'm super duper excited. I mean, honestly, this event was like wild. I'm still catching up with how amazing it was. But I do want to say that there was a question that I was being asked multiple times by women in the room, by some of the speakers. They were just like, Latifa, there's something incredibly special about the women that you bring together. They're like, Latifa, there's something different. It's not just about being women or women physicians. By the way, we're letting dentists and pharmacists, still got to be the right energy, right people in. Those are the people that physicians get along with. Because I've gotten literally over the years, I've had nurses, nurse practitioners, PAs, non-physicians, not clinicians, non-healthcare people like, Latifa, please let us. And I'm like, nope, I'm not. Because it's so important to me that the energy be right, that the vibe is right. Because I want women physicians I love us, and I want to make sure that my mission is to help us. And I want to make sure that anybody else we're in the room with makes it comfortable for you to feel like home. And I believe that pharmacists and dentists, from my experience with them, from coaching them in the past, we vibe well together. So I'm excited about next year because it's going to be even better. I know that already. It's going to be better. It's going to be richer. We're going to continue to stay authentic. We'll continue to create spaces for women to connect like their real self. And if you're a woman physician, you're a dentist, you're a pharmacist, and you're looking for a space to connect like this, a Wealthy Your Life is a great place. But also, the Money School is a great place for women like this that are kind hearted, that want to grow money, that want to have wealth, that want to have freedom. Many of them are first generational wealth builders, right? They're the ones that are holding the lamp. They're the ones that are leading the future next generation, and you don't have to do money alone. We're here to serve you. So what I'm going to do is I'll make sure my team includes the link below so that you can go sign up for the early bird ticket. Some of you guys have asked when the deadline is. The deadline is when it's sold out. And to be honest with you, I promise you, I'm not I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to create like fake, whatever. I promise you, we've sold half of the ticket. This is the second day since I got back. We've gotten at least, I want to say, 2 emails. We've gotten multiple DMs, post on my wall about people that are interested. So if you want to be in the room, don't procrastinate. Don't slow down. The early bird will be gone when it's done. And after that, we still will have tickets available until we get to the number we're looking for. And this is not an overcrowded room. We want it to be intimate. We want you to be able to see, hug, and talk to humans. And so I hope to see you in 2026, September 25, 26, 27. And to every woman physician that attended 2025, to every woman physician that was in the room, I want to just say a huge thank you. You were the one that made that event what it is. Our attendees, our speakers, our sponsors, passiveinvesting.com, Black Swan Private Equity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also Natasha Dornbush, CPA. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We would not do this event as beautifully without you. And to my team, Brittany, Jimena, May, big shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. And of course to God, who is the source. Like that literally is the source of everything that I ever do. I'm so grateful to God for making this event happen. And before we head out, I just want to leave this last quote with you. It's something that I taught from the stage, and I hope it helps you. And it's just a reminder that I want you to have, which is that you are the engine. You are the engine. You are the CEO. When you move, everything moves. When you move, everything moves. If things look like they're not changing, if you feel stuck, it's probably because you're not moving. So I want you to move, because when you do, everything moves. I love you, rooting for you, and I hope to see you in 2026. God willing.